This guy's name is Boots. He's out of our Pepto Boonsmal Royal Fletch mare bred to Jag. And he's already sold, but we wanted to go ahead and share this video with you also. Tim came in with a board, and I'm going to let him explain why.
So sometimes I anticipated maybe I was going to have a little trouble getting him in, hazing him into that pen. And I was going to maybe use that board as something a little bigger and broader instead of like a little stick or, a rope or something like that. He can see it and yield to it. And it would have made things a little smoother getting him in, but he walked right in, so I didn't need it. Here, as I'm working this horse, I'm just kind of getting in front of him just a little bit to sort of block him, and then as he's leaving here and walking, I just walk right with him and let him kind of wear me, kind of go along with the movements. When we're working with these horses, one of the things that we want them to do is get confident with movement and letting them know that we're just going to be going along with him. And if he stops, I make use of that. That's good too. If we're trying to build confidence in him being able to stop and let us put the halter on or saddle him or whatever too. That's all important. So here I'm about to put the halter on, but I just had it in my hand and it wasn't ready. So now before I put a halter on, I always make sure I'm always in this position right here where I got the lead rope over my hand, and it's organized the way I always start out so that the haltering goes smooth. Now, if the horse is ready, I'll go ahead and put the halter on, and if he's not, I might have to go do some more stuff. But this horse it worked out pretty smooth right off from the get-go here. I was able to get my hand around there, and I scooped the horse up pretty easily there, and everything went well.
This isn't exactly what we expected from this colt. We expected him to come in and be a little bit more sensitive and flighty. So getting the halter on him that quick was not expected. You also said once that you kind of wear him. Do you mean like shadowing him?
Yeah, it's like I don't want them to feel like when they leave, they just get away from me, like they get an aha moment. And on the other hand, if they're moving around, I just stay in a position where they feel like it's kind of like I'm riding them, only from a little bit of a distance. And that can vary from being across the round pen or across a pen to right up next to them. But depending on how flighty they are or what I have to offer. But as time goes on, pretty soon I can be closer and closer, and they're comfortable with me really close. And I'll give the examples of that a little bit later on here in this video.
Speaking of them getting comfortable with you, I notice you're on his right side a lot also.
Yeah, that's a good point. Everything comes pretty natural for us as humans. For some reason, we're on the left side to halter him. We're on the left side to do get on and all that. So we're always on the left side. So I intentionally, when I'm working with halter breaking and everything, I intentionally spend more time on the right side, because it seems like I'm always trying to catch him up on the right side. So I always try to start out more on the right, especially in the beginning phases like this. Here I'm kind of crossing over, getting on the left and right side both, using the halter rope is on one side, and then I'm going to haze him just a little bit on the other side. So the halter rope is kind of giving him just a little bit of a guide to go to the left, and my body is doing a little bit more. So basically they're working with each other, both cues, so that the horse doesn't run into a conflict. There he is. He's allowing me to pet him and rub him So I'm using that opportunity. Now he says, I want to go someplace, and I say, well, that's fine. That's a good idea. We'll go with you. Now he wants to stay, so I'll stay, and then we'll go from there. I'm using my body there. That right there at that point, I was kind of wanting him to, maybe if he would have turned into the fence, but he changed his mind and went the other way. I just went right with him. I just stepped out of his way so he could make that move. And there he's yielded away from me. There he yielded away from me. There he yielded away. It's just every time he makes those little moves like that, it's like he solves a little puzzle in his mind, and believe it or not, I feel like that feels good to him.
It seems like part of your purpose is just to keep him moving a little bit. When he stops, you just go ahead and have him yield in a different direction. And is there something about keeping their feet moving that is important?
Yeah. It's just try to get a kind of a flow going. I don't like to let them get too sticky too long. I like to have them moving. Again, to get confidence in moving. It's basically I'm kind of trying to put a ride on him in a sense here. See, I got my hand on him and he's yielding with me, and I'm going with him. There I'm pushing on his right side of his hip to kind of get him to turn, like I'm turning him like a ship a little bit, where I push the back of the ship to go to the right.
What are you thinking right now?
I'm just waiting on him. Just kind of get in front of him. Like when I'm in front of him, that's another part that's real important. Is I want him to get him, like a lot of horses will be watchy in the front, and right there at that point, I was in front of him, just letting him realize that I can be directly in front of him and not to be worried about it. So it's just an important moment that didn't seem like much, but it kind of adds up. Here I'm kind of riding him. I'm right behind his eye, encouraging him to go forward, and I got my hand on him, and as we're going around, I'm yielding him here now to the right, and he's real smooth. His head is down, and it goes with the flow. It's not tight, and it's nice and soft, and that's what I want him to get, is when we're moving, things can be soft. There I stepped in front of him, just nice and slow, but I was right directly in front of him, getting him used to me being in front of him, thinking, hey, he can walk into me, or I can spend time right there. I'm really in front of his eye, and that would be a place where, they could be like really kind of wondering what this is all about and be kind of scared. But I like to spend time there so that he gets over that a little bit. That's a place where they're going to get a little wigged out about, so the more time I can spend there, the better. Okay, now here I pick up on him, and I want him to just kind of pull. When I'm pulling on that rope, I want him to come into me, and I did it a little bit, but then he wasn't going to come through real easy, so I went back and I got a little something, and then I just turned it loose. That's good enough for there, but that's a little bit contradictory to the horse. What comes in nature, I'm pulling him towards me, and so the halter rope is pulling on him, but I'm trying to pull him into my pressure, and so that's why it's important. The way I start out, I'm always on the opposite side, or I spend a lot more time on the opposite side. The lead rope is on one side, I'm on the other, so they get it real natural. The lead rope does part, my body does the rest. They yield away from me, and we can get in sync with them.
Throughout this video, I've never seen you get in front of him and try and lead him forward.
No, he's not ready for that yet. If I pull on him like that, he'd kind of sulk up and pull against me, and he finally would go, but he would go after he kind of just got all soggy, and the life in his body would be dead, and then you'd have to have a real short session. Your horse is done. He's all used up. Where when I'm working him like this, he stays fresh. It's fun for him, and I feel like I make a lot of progress, and basically I'm trying not to cause my own problems.
That's a good way to put it.
They got the rope behind him a little bit to kind of support his hindquarters, and he's getting used to that here now. And
I saw you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Giving him plenty of time to just come off of that. He's, he's gentle about it, and as long as he doesn't get in a bind about it, but he's prepared for it too, because I've already had, I've been making them little circles. They're here. I tried to pull on them just a little bit, and I got a little something, and then I just turned it loose. I'm not going to do that anymore, because if I did it again, he might start to kind of shut down. Now that time I'm pulling on him to the left, but I'm pushing his hips to the right, again like a ship, turning him a little bit like a ship. So the lead rope does part, and pushing his hips to the right does the rest. So he's kind of getting what I'm trying to do there without a lot of confusion.
I noticed one time you also took him by the tail and pulled him forward a little bit. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so it's like when you're pushing a calf up the chute. You can take them by the tail, and they feel it, and then you push them, and it's a simple way to encourage them to go forward without getting them upset. Here I'm just going side to side. So there's this the lead rope does a little bit, my hand does the rest, and he solved 2 or 3 little puzzles there. Now we're gonna go on. Every time I touch him, I get a little yes. It's little tiny little yeses. There, you yielded away from me. There, you yielded away, got a little yes. And there, you yielded away, got a little yes. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And he's thinking, oh man, this is fun. Let's do this again tomorrow. Here at this point, I feel like I've gotten enough done with him. Just gonna take the halter off there, and he's pretty quiet about it here now, and I feel like I can rehearse haltering him get him ready for tomorrow. He's nice and quiet right now, so I'll just keep on doing this.
Thanks for joining us today.
So long for now.